Have you ever felt slimy or like a sellout in sales when you started sales? Have you ever felt like that?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm. It's funny because I have a client right now who's struggling with some of the things that I struggled with when I started. The thing is that I'll tell you, there's two sides of what you're saying, because the things that happened that felt slimy to me, or that made me feel kind of like, oh God, did I really just like say that, do that, feel that? Those were the same things that motivated to get training around sales and what turned into sales as a spiritual practice, because those were the moments where I was like, oh my God, I am so codependent. I had no idea. I want everyone to like me. I want everyone to say yes to me, whether they want it, whether they need it, whether they like, I cannot handle no, I cannot handle rejection. It was like emotionally, that's how I felt. Intellectually, I had a big, I guess I could say, judgment. Like, I'm a spiritual person. I'm literally teaching meditation. Why am I like freaking out that someone's going to say no to me?
Mm.
But to be honest, as I think about it, actually, what I just said is true. And Ayana, to your question, I think that actually the moments where I felt the most slimy, they were the moments when I felt the least myself.
Yeah.
How did you show up like that? Like, what was it? What did that look like for you to not be showing up as yourself? What were you doing? What were you saying that made you feel like you weren't showing up as yourself?
I think there's probably a few layers to this, but the thing I'm most clear about is that I was thinking I have to do this right, or I have to do this in a certain way. And so I was manipulating myself. I was managing myself. I was like trying to squeeze myself into some little box and just do it right. So
yeah.
Say yes.
Yeah.
And so of course there was also a manipulation of the person that I was talking to, because I was trying to get them to say yes. But before that happened, or in service to that happening, that's a weird thing to say, but I was manipulating myself to get myself to be the one they would say yes to. Oh.
Mm. Whoa. Whoa.
It's so good, isn't it? Because how often had I done that in my life? You know, gone to a party or a mixer or a date or something, and like even just like gone out with a friend, someone that I already had a relationship with, and tried to perform being this version of myself that would be the one they would say yes to, that would be the one that they would like. And I didn't know that I did that at all. And so part of what was also slimy and felt so sort of gross about my early sales conversations was simply that I was seeing that about myself for the first time. And I'd never seen that before. Mm-hmm. So it had been there all along. It's funny, Shri, this is what we were talking about yesterday on the way to the doctor. It had been there all along, just waiting to be uncovered, but I hadn't seen it yet. So it was gross. It was it was like, I've never done this, but it was a little like what I hear about with ayahuasca, you know, if you gotta purge. Sales was like that for me. I had to purge.
Everything you want already.